the world accepted. Then afterwards, uh, and afterwards, Sri Ramakrishna, what is the purpose of the Lord to come as an incarnation? And that to establish dharma. And what is that dharma? Righteousness. And what is that righteousness? There is the question. The two types of life we find, that one is the life in this mundane world, another in the spiritual world. So both Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna saw and he guided us. So mainly focusing with his life and his teaching, and as Swami Vivekananda puts it, with the light of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, we will try to see the problems of our life and try to get the answer into that. So saying all this, let me begin with Bismita Jena writing, what's the right attitude to face people with whom you have unpleasant experiences in the past? Now, Bismita, when we are talking about the spirituality, the first thing it comes, Shama. Shama means forgiveness. That is the greatest quality of spiritual life. If we cannot say it is okay, we can never become spiritual. The Shama should be the attitude. And who can do that? Who has the self-confidence? I can, of course, punish that person. I have that strength, monetary, physical, and maybe the social contacts and all that. I can put that person into trouble. I can punish that person because of the misbehavior they have done with me. But now that nothing is there, the past is past, and whatever the wrong they did, I try to forget and forgive. You know that one person came to Lord Jesus and asked this wonderful question. And he was asking, oh Lord, if my brother is making some mistake and misbehaving with me, how many times shall I forgive him? Then what was the answer of the Lord Jesus? He said 70 times 7. And if you, the 70 times 7, if you make that mathematics and say this many, no, it is infinite time, all the time, every time. You say, okay, no problem. But Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said that sometime you should hiss. And he gave a beautiful story that there was a snake, and as the people are very much afraid to go to that part, even the cultivators, they could not go and utilize the land because of the poisonous snake to live over there. Then a brahmachari came, and he was crossing that particular field. And all said, don't go to that way because the snake is there. He said, no problem for me. I know how to tame the snake. And he went over there. The snake came to bite, and the brahmachari, as the story goes, he said, hey, why you are biting the people? But that is my nature. Don't do that. I will give you a mantra. Repeat that mantra. Your mind will be calm, and you will get wonderful peace and joy and happiness. He gave the mantra and went away. On way return, he saw that no snake, no snake is coming. He started calling that snake, but he never came out. Then after a long period of waiting, then the snake came out, emaciated body, almost going to die. He said, what happened to you? He said, sir, you asked me not to bite anyone, so I forgot biting. But the local boys, they don't know. When they found that I am tame, I'm not biting, not hissing, they started torturing. They started throwing me in different places, different parts. I broke all my bones. I can't move. And that is the condition. But I don't have any anger in my mind, and I'm very happy, peaceful. That time the brahmachari said, I asked you not to bite, but I didn't ask you not to hiss. You have to hiss before those people who may harm you. when you are living in the world, you have to show people that you are courageous, you are strong, and if is necessary, you can make harm to him, but don't do that. That should be the right attitude when you are facing the people whom you have unpleasant experience in the past. Considering there cannot be changes in those people, as you have tried several times to have amicable relationship, but it didn't work. Now, another part of the question, you have already, suppose we try in this, and then again that person is not understanding, it is better to avoid the company of that person. And finally, suppose there is no chances of going away or avoiding that person, what we can do? Then we have to take the proper action. Maybe we have to go to court, we have to take the help of law, that you have to take according to the situation. The first is this, and if nothing is working, then you have to, but with in mind, you have to pray this better, and then only it will be a spiritual action. You are going against him to the court of law. At the same time, you are praying to the Lord, oh Lord, give the positive attitude in his mind so that he can find that my mind is not against him. And by that way, miracle works also. So my answer will be, you have to take proper action according to the situation. At the same time, you should be prayerful for the person who ignorantly trying to harm you. Thank you. The next question, the Adya Sharan is writing, in Bhagavad Gita, the path of Purushottama Yoga is mentioned. Would Maharaj Ji kindly, if time permits, expound this principle? That Purushottama is a wonderful word that the Gita has coined. Purusha Uttama. Uttama means higher, and Purusha means that which resides inside the heart of every being. It is not, usually the English translation of the Purusha will be the male body. It is not. Here the Purusha means the something which is residing in the hearts of everyone, which is that something, consciousness. And that consciousness is present everywhere. Now it is a philosophical the viewpoint we have to discuss, that Shara, Akshara, and Purushottama. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says like that. What is the Shara? Shara means the individual selves. Shara, individual selves. Akshara, that which is residing in the hearts of the individual selves. That means the reflections of the individual selves. And then finally, it is Purusha Uttama, and it says, if someone is creating, so obviously he has to utilize three gunas, Sattva, Raja, Tama. Friends, you have to be patient to understand this philosophy. And about the creation, the Vedanta philosophy always says, Vedanta includes Dvaita and Vishishta Dvaita and Advaita. You must be having some idea about these three schools of Vedanta. Now, every school says that when someone is creating, he has to have the qualities. And what are those qualities? Sattva, Raja, Tama, gunas. That these qualities are the gunas, and Sattva means all good, to simplify, and Tamo means all bad, and Raja means the mixture of Sattva and Raja, and Sattva and Tama. Now, this is the main, and permutation and combination of these three gunas, three qualities, that is creating. So one person, he is having good qualities and having some bad qualities also, and sometimes mixture of that. That's called Sattva, Raja, Tama. And now if the God is having these three qualities, and at the same time, he is creating without attachment, without not being affected by these three qualities, it is very difficult. How to answer this question? So Gita said it is Purusha Uttama. There is another level which is not at all affected by this creation or sustenance or dissolution, nothing. So it is that conception, it's called Purusha Uttama. And from that Purusha Uttama, the highest, Uttama, highest, Purusha, the residing, the consciousness, which is not connected, from that comes Akshara. And from Akshara, the conception of the Akshara, Akshara is the God who is eternal, at the same time creating, comes Shara. Shara means the living beings. The Shara, Akshara, Purusha, Uttama. Now, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna gave another answer. He said, have you not seen that the snake is having the poison in it? And when it is biting and using that poison, that person or that is reacting on that poison is acting in that body. But though the snake is having that poison, the snake is not affected. That way, though the God is having three qualities, Sattva, Raja, Tama, and using those Sattva, Raja, Tama, he is acting, but he is not affected. So the Purusha Uttama, that is the idea of the Gita. Now, second question of Adya Saran. During the practice of dhyana, for a moment an internal ascent and a glorious descent of Shakti can be experienced. How to establish this Anubhuti for a longer duration? Furthermore, is this Anubhuti related to Advaita Darshana? So if you are meaning the Advaita as a non-dual aspect, so always the Advaita, A means negative and Dvaita means two, then there is no such experience like that. You know, those who are practicing the Jnana Yoga, and this is the beauty of the Hinduism, so many varieties of paths and all are valid paths. And here we find, it always says that when you are meditating, you are not following Advaita. Why? Because on whom you are meditating? The moment you say, I am meditating on myself, who are you? So always the person and the object of meditation that mix two different entities, which is against the Advaita philosophy. So you have to remember this. You cannot use the word Advaita. Advaita means purely one, not Dvaita. They don't say it is one. They say it is not two. So why? Because the moment you say it is not one, that means you have the conception of two. Even that conception should not be there. There is no two, it is only one and nothing else. That is called pure Advaita, which Shankaracharya propounded, and then afterwards, of course, for other people, for the ordinary people, he has mixed up the Dvaita too. Now, from the Advaitic point of view, there is no meditation. Those who are practicing the Jnana Yoga, they never meditate. Whom to meditate? Who will meditate? So, no, they don't even worship. Because to whom to worship? There is no conception of God in there. So friends, you have to be very careful when you are practicing Advaita. And when you are practicing dhyana, meditation, you are in the concept of Dvaita. Why? Because I, so and so, Mr. X, I am meditating, I am withdrawing my sense organs, which are 5, the eye, the nose, the ear, the tongue, and the skin. So I am withdrawing my sense organs from the sense objects and putting it on a particular object. It is Dvaita. It is not Advaita. Now, the other part that you were asking, that sometimes the mind goes up, sometimes it's coming down. So there is a good experience. Try to keep the mind on the higher plane, but don't force it. Because meditation that means you are playing with your mind, and mind is very strong. So don't use it in another childish way. No, it will be very difficult. So what we should do, we should be very, very careful. And that is the way when you are meditating, withdrawing the mind, I mean, all sense objects, I have sense organs, 5 sense organs, and there in the object on which you are putting, try to keep over there. After the meditation, don't get up from the seat immediately. Rather, wait there, open your eyes, and slowly try to bring back the normalcy in your body and mind, then get up. So I should say, if you are having this experience, it is good, it is encouraging. And you should have the feeling of joy after meditation. Please keep in mind, if there is any heaviness in the head, and you feel some throbbing in the heart or any part of the body, it is better not to do that. So this is the second question. Rishikesh is asking how to make friends easily. Rishikesh, because there are many systems are there. When we were young, we used to read. I don't know whether those books are available or not. That how to make friends, how to speak publicly, all those things are there. The friend means it is very difficult to find a friend. What is the friend? Same attitude, same thinking. It is not the age. The same age group, no. Maybe a person is elderly, much elderly than you, but your thinking is alive. You can become friends. So in Sanskrit, there are many words are used. Shakha. Shakha is, we can translate friend. But Vayasya, it is also friend, but different type of age group, etc. So it is better that when you are finding someone of the same mental attitude, suppose you like singing, the music, another person also like the music, you can become friends on that. Suppose you like painting, another person also like painting, you can become friends. By that way, you can become friends on a particular common object. You can become friends. When someone, namely family, shares their problem, the body pain and domestic conflicts, feeling and emotion, with us, how to react or help them. So when they are sharing those things with you, that means they are having some faith on you. But most of the time, if you just simply quietly listen and then encourage that person who is unloading his mind to you, he said, don't worry, things will be all right. That acts like a miracle. You need not to do anything. Only just encourage that person. Oh, this happens to everybody's life. Don't think this is a very special in your life. It will be, you can overcome this. There's nothing. he or she will understand it, and that is sufficient. And never criticize that person. Why every time you are talking like this, you are weak? No, it should not. So when someone is coming to say something to you, sharing some problems with you, first thing, he or she having confidence in you. This is the first thing. Second, you should not break that confidence. And third, he or she is not expecting that you will solve the problem, but only maybe he or she expecting some of the encouraging words. That much. So you have to be, that's called counseling. Counseling is a subject that most people study in this country. And in India, any Girwa-clad person become a counselor. No, that should not be. The counseling is a very, very difficult job because it's a very challenging. You have to understand the psychology of the person, and then you have to handle. But remember, giving back the self-confidence to the person is the best way to solve the problem. But suppose they're criticizing that you are not a good student, it doesn't matter at all. Maybe this particular subject you are not understanding, but you are much better than them in some other subjects. By that way, if you are counseling, he or she gets back the self-confidence. The self-confidence is the main thing. And third, how to increase or cultivate alertness or pramatta bhava. Bhagavan Buddhadev, he used this Sanskrit word, or pramatya. Pramatta means inadvertent and advertent. So, apramatta, you should not be advertent. You should not forget the responsibility or the gravity of the problem. Now, sometimes we behave in such a way, suppose somebody has passed away, and now he has come to share that the sad thing, sad story, the incident to us, and you are busy. And how, if you have to save your time because you're going out, but that moment that person has come to you, you cannot simply say, hey, you know that if people die, it's okay. Who has passed away? Your grandfather? Oh, he was 90 years old, let him die. You should not behave like that. Because the grandfather was so close to that person. He is feeling sad because of missing the grandfather. At that moment, what a best counselor should do. Again, you have to remember, this person is coming to me because he or she is having confidence in me. That is the first thing. Then obviously you should be alert and you should understand that this is going to harm if I roughly or rashly handle. The best way, just go and embrace that person. Or hold the hand and then say, I'm so sorry. Or exchange your mind in such a way that it is possible, but at the same time, we have to have the patience. So this is the cultivate alertness. Now, alertness, if you are not alert while driving the car, dangerous. If you are not alert about your study, dangerous. If you are not alert in your many other things, like cooking, and you forgot to put off that fire, that's also dangerous. So alertness is necessary in every aspect. Every aspect. Now about the spiritual life. The Guru has given you the mantra, and he expected that you should take the mantra whenever you are free, and if possible, particularly they always say that morning and evening. Then be alert that I have to do it. And then I'm busy somewhere, I came back home late, but unless and until I complete these mantras, at least 108 times, I should not go back to bed. Maybe I'm very tired. But even then, as because I promised, and you will feel that 5 or 10 minutes that you are spending for that mantra practice over there before going to bed will give you much rest than without practicing. That is called alertness. So one must be, it is like giving the alarm in the mind. Alertness means like the putting the alarm as we put in the clock, same way. I must have to do it because I have given the word and this is my responsibility. So this, we should be very alert. Bhagavan Buddha, he is using this word, apramatta bhava, for those who are trying to realize God. You should not waste your time. The time is very short. We do not know what will happen. Any moment, anything may happen. So that is the reason one should be very, very careful. Oh, I am healthy, so no problem. I have a lot of time. I will call on God afterwards when I am sick and admitted in the hospital. There is no thing to do. I will call on God. No, you cannot do that. So that is why this is called alertness, understanding clearly and keeping the mind on that all the time. And the fourth part of your question, does being unattached mean not caring? Does being unattached mean not caring? Not at all. Very much caring, but at the same time knowing that it is not going to be eternal, that much. I am attached to my family, and I am not attached, but I am with my family. These are differences. The moment you are attached, you are very much worried. You won't be able to take proper decision. You won't be able to take proper actions. And moreover, if something happens, that will break your mind and you will destroy your whole life. Sometimes some people, just because of little, some sad things happen, they commit suicide or they become the drunkard and ruin their life. There's so many stories are there. Movies have been made on the lives of those like they're there. So like this, we have to understand, even if I want that everything should be according to my wish and nothing should go away from me, but we are not sure. And the life has taught us again and again that anything, anytime may happen. Today's friend may be tomorrow's foe. And the friend who was against me may be a very good friend tomorrow. So we do not know. This is the life. That is called maturity. When you are thinking in a mature way, then there'll be no problem. You are caring. I will give an example and we'll conclude this question. Now, suppose we have gone to a place visiting and I'm staying in a hotel. And I found that a tap is not closing, water is flowing constantly. Then I give a call to the hotel management and I say, please, can you come and check this? Because the wastage of water. And they say, thank you, sir. We have noted, we'll take care of it. There my duty ends. I am not caring. I am very much careful. So I have reported to the authority. Now I am not attached to that. The same way, when we are living in this life, if I don't think this is my family, and if I am not there, what is going to happen to them? That attitude makes us attached. Otherwise, whatever is best and good for the happiness of others, I should do. And I should tell people, make people aware, report to them. After that, I am free. So that much I am. So this is called attachment and non-attachment. If you work with attachment, suffering is sure. If you work without attachment, the same work will be much better and there is no suffering. Thank you. Animesh asking, what did Thakur mean by Kama Kanchana for the householders? The relationship between the need and the desire is often very complex to the householders. It seems always a struggle to make a fine balance between these two. Please provide us some guidance on how we can avoid getting tapped by Kama Kanchana in our daily life. This is a very good question. Now, Kama and Kanchana. Now, there is another thing, and that is called Swadharma. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning that you should not get attached to Kama Kanchana, but at the same time, that same Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, when his disciple, Master Vashai, the recorder of the Kathamrita, he is asking, Sir, can I earn more money? I need more money because my family is big. Whatever the salary I am getting, it is not sufficient. So I need to work hard and to earn more money. Shall I do that? What was the answer of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna? Of course you should. And every householder should try to earn as maximum as possible in his way, but in a good, the just way. Not that somehow to get the money, but in a just way. And then what you can do, you can help others. So that when you are earning the money, then supporting not only the family, but also the society by paying the taxes, supporting the holy people by donating to them. Are you not a holy person? Because your actions, whatever that you are doing, a charity with your money, hard-earned money, you are doing, and by that way you are supporting a good cause. Obviously, it is good. And today, one young girl, she has written to me, she wants to complete her study and she needs 2 lakh rupees in India. And she is not getting the support from her family, etc., etc. Now, I was asking one gentleman, so you know many rich people, do you think they will help? He said, they will go and spend 4,000, 5,000 in the hotel itself, just for the good the suite that they will get, but they won't donate because the mentality is different. So the earning money and using only for my satisfaction, that is bondage. But earning money and catering my needs in a comfortable way, and then I'm also helping others, is the best way to live in the household life. That is why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, the householder's life, and not only that, everywhere they say, householder is the main pillar of the whole society. Because there are 4 ashramas, brahmacharya, garastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas. This brahmacharya period, they are being supported by the garasthi. Sannyasa and vanaprasthi, they are also supported by the garasthi. The grihastha, or the householder, they are the main pillar of the whole society. Now, if you become completely attached to your money and don't like to share it with anyone, and just like to enjoy, it is not necessary, but still you like to spend for yourself, that is called bondage. And that bondage, that attitude, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioned Kama and Kanchana. And sometimes some people, they're rich people, 2 families. The one family, I'm not mentioning the names over here, that they, whatever the possible for them, they're helping so many hundreds of thousands of people with their extra money. Their business, doing the business, very famous, and the lady, whatever the money she gets from the company, she is helping the women to develop for their education, for their health care. See, they're also householders. They're also rich people. They're also getting the money, but always utilizing the money for the betterment of others. And they're also living happily. They have their own, when they're traveling in the first class because they're rich people. Everything they are doing at the same time, they are helping another family. Most of the time they are in the newspaper, only spending so much of money to drink water. Where from those water come, I don't know, maybe from heaven. So they are spending so much of money only for this person, and then we never heard that they are giving that money in charity. And that is called karma. They are going to be bound. They are going to suffer after. That is what Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said. Kama and Kanchana. Earn a lot of money and using your own education, your capacity, but share it with others who need it. Then you are not bound by Kama Kanchana. Second question, second part. Affections and love to our own family members, relatives often confine us in Maya and prevents from being unselfish. How can we be caring to relatives without being unselfish to others? It is also a very practical question. Now, Swami Vivekananda's father, Vishwanath Datta, he was a very rich man, because in those days he was a very successful barrister, and he knew 2-3 languages, the English, then the Hindi, then Persian's language. So he used to get the call, and naturally in those days he used to earn a lot of money, but he used to give it on charity. Giving the money for his family, he is supporting a huge family. As because in those days, the moment you are rich, all the family members, those who are poor, they will come, they will stay with you, they will share all. So he used to support them, but at the same time, he used to help them. Once, the mother of Narendranath Datta, who became Swami Vivekananda afterwards, she was thinking, though so much money he is giving on charity, what will happen to my children? Then naturally, the mother was thinking in that way. And she told, and in those days, the women were not courageous to go and talk to their husband. The husbands, and that relation was little different type. Now, she asked her son, Narendranath, whom his father is to love a lot, go and ask your father, Father, what you are leaving for us? You are giving so much money for charity. Then you are not saving anything for us. Then Narendra went and asked his father. His father took him before a mirror. Then he said, look what you see. Myself in the mirror reflected that I am living. I am giving you education. I am giving you all culture, all support. And then when you grow up, why should you depend on my money? As a male, as a person, you should say, no, Father, you have helped me to grow. And that is sufficient. I will earn my fortune. I will earn my money. I don't depend on yours. That is the human nature. That should be. Why should you live on the father's money? That is a very bad attitude. So this way, you can have the relation with the relatives, helping them whatever possible way possible. At the same time, taking care of your own children, own family. And at the fag end of your life, you can say, I have done my duty and I am not bound by anything. So that gives you freedom. Remember, you are, as a householder, you are practicing Swadharma. You are not imitating a sannyasi. Sannyasi has a different type of lifestyle. So how they live, it is not applicable for a householder. Householder should be keeping money in the bank for future support. He should also spend money for the education of the children so that they can grow up properly and can become the assets in the society. The parents, they are the best people. Why? Because they are creating human society, human being. When their children going out to the society, someone is a great scientist or a doctor or an engineer or a professor, they are contributing their best to the society. But if you don't spend money for your children and they uneducated, they become liability on the society. That is not the Swadharma. So this is the Swadharma. In the meditation of a state of thoughtlessness or a complete thoughtfulness to one object, is the meditation a state of thoughtlessness or a complete thoughtfulness? Excellent question. In the beginning, it is thoughtfulness because you are thinking that it is my heart, and inside my heart there is a flower, and on the flower, my God chosen idol, he is or she is sitting. I am worshipping the thought. You are forgetting because very strongly you are thinking and you are transporting your mind to that particular situation. So you are completely separated from the worldly thoughts, other thoughts. And that is called mindfulness, that is called concentration, that is called meditation. And when you are going on practicing that, a stage will come when there will be no thought at all. And that is called the death of the mind. Mind means thought waves. And when there is no thought at all, that is the death of the mind. And immediately, that is the situation, you will realize Brahman, the consciousness, the supreme consciousness. So this way you can. In many Hindu rituals, we make offering to God and with the hope of some return, namely blessings, fortune, cure from illness, etc. Does that give and take principle not contradict with Vedanta philosophy? Yes. So when we are offering something to God, and in exchange we are asking something, obviously it is a give and take. But you know that in the beginning it is good. Where we will go? Because the God is our father, God is our mother, God is our only refuge. Where I will go? To whom then I will ask? And that's why they always say, pray to the Lord. Now, what I am going to pray? As a householder, naturally I will pray for my betterment of my children, my family, and my neighborhoods, my society, my country, of course. What else then? But for a sannyasi, he says the betterment of all. Why? Because he knows he is also there in that all, he is also a part. So he doesn't say, please give the all blessings to me. So that is a different attitude. So as a householder, you have every right to pray to God. But at the same time, if you say, God, this moment, I am having this responsibility and I beg your blessings for all this, but do not forget me when I am dying, at that time you should come alone and make me completely free from every attachment. And that time you should hold my hand and take me to your abode. So that should be the attitude. Now, give and take, right this moment, it is okay for the beginners. But afterwards, when the maturity comes, then automatically it will be only giving and then depending on God, because He is the total refuge. You need not to pray for getting back something from God. It will automatically come, because that time we will know, except God, there is nothing else. Now, I started at 7:30, right? So yes. Another 2 questions. Okay. Nivedita is asking, what is the significance of Ekadashi? Any scriptural reference and all that. So, see, sometimes, even Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he inspired Master Mahashaya to practice Ekadashi. So, it is not that in the scripture it is there. The different type of scriptures are there, you know, Nivedita. That's called Shruti and Smriti. And in the Shruti, that is the Veda, it is a decisive thing. They never say that you should practice this, you should practice that. They say that God is the only thing that you should realize. And how you realize? You have to break your ego. You have to remove your ego. And by that way, you have to realize. Isha Vashyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. The first verse of the Ishopanishad. And it never says that you should fast, you should bathe in the Ganga, and then you should do japa. It never said that. And particularly in the Hindu religion, this is the 2 layers. One is for those who are ready to practice spirituality. Even you will never find in the scripture like the Veda, they say that you should not tell lies, you should not steal, you should not harm others, nothing like that. It's taken for granted that Shama and Dhamma you have already practiced. So these are the very basic thing to start the spiritual life. And most of the religion, when they give the instructions, it is nothing but moral values. But when you come to the higher spiritual values of the Vedanta and what is Upanishad, it says that you are that God, supreme being, completely free, all pervading. You must try to realize that. So there's 2 grades. Now you come down to reach to that higher grade, which is called scripture. We come down to another level of scriptures that is called Sriti. Shruti and Sriti. Smriti, there are another, that's called another group of scriptures are there, where they will instruct you, you should behave like this, you should behave like that. So that there it says, the fasting is one of the best way to purify the body and mind. Why? Because you are fighting with your nature. What is Ekadashi? Fasting. And the moment you think that I am going to fast, your mind will rebel. And no, I am going to eat, I should have this, I should have that. And you are controlling the mind. That is why you'll find in every religion, the fasting is practiced as a step of higher spiritual values. In the Muslims, they practice for a whole month. Some Ramjan and some, I forgot. The whole month they'll be fasting. In Hindus, they have a lot of fasting, and particularly the ladies, they will be doing that, and they fast in Thursday and some Wednesday. And sometimes the modern people, for their health, now the new terminology is very popular. It's called intermittent fasting. that you have taken food and then you are giving a big gap and then again eating. So like that, this fasting is good for spiritual life because you are fighting with your all emotions and attachment and desires. So that way, Ekadashi is good. And spiritual upliftment come because you were asking, does it help in spiritual upliftment? Of course. When you are practicing the fasting, so you are controlling your sense organs, particularly tongue and many other things. And by that way, you are controlling your organs. And that is the basis of spiritual life. But there is another thing. It's called upobasa. Fasting, you call upobasa. What is upobasa? Upo means near. Basa, residing. So where you are residing? Near. Now, near to whom? Near to God. It's not only that you are not eating, but at the same time you are going on taking the name of God, remembering God all through, and thinking that I am living with God, near to God. That is called upobasa. Upobas. Bas means living, upo means near. Living near to God is the real meaning of the upavasa. Fasting is a basic thing so that you can have the strength of mind to control your desires. But ultimate, you are going to live near the God because you are going on repeating the name of God. You know that tomorrow I'm going to give a talk, a concluding talk on the Saturday in our Home of Harmony, the organization of gods. That is, I was giving it is the fifth one and concluding one. That is our 125th year of the Ramakrishna mission. Those founders, they were so spiritual that most of them, they used to forget about food. They'll be constantly meditating and taking the name of God. One of them, Ramakrishnanandaji, like a mother, he'll be going and forcing the other brothers, the spiritual brothers, and force them to open their mouth and then putting the food into their mouth. Otherwise, they will die. So that type of fasting, forgetting about body, and that helps in spiritual life. And finally, the last question. Many gods and goddesses and holy people come in mind at the time of japa. How to overcome that? Why should you overcome? Enjoy the company of the holy people, enjoy the company of gods and goddesses. And when you are repeating the mantra that your guru has given to you, and if you find that the gods and goddesses all around you, they're also sitting with you, and you have forgotten where you are meditating, is not that a wonderful experience? Thank you, friends. And I think I have completed all the 6 questions and the sub-questions. And thank you for this evening. Maybe in the next month again, if you have some question, please contact me.
Thank you, Maharaj.
And before concluding, let us say Shanti 3 times. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Thank you, Animesh.
Pranam, Maharaj. Maybe for today, we had one follow-up question, Maharaj, so regarding the fasting. So Adha was asking, does fasting also enhance the person to depend on prana shakti?
See, this is a prana shakti and this type of terminologies that you use. Good, but the prana shakti means what? The prana shakti means your energy. Of course, that sometimes some people cannot fast. Those who are having the diabetic or some other type of diseases, they should not practice that. According to that doctor's advices, they should. But when you are strong and you are healthy and you can practice, it is good to practice. You know why? Because by that way, you can control your the senses, sense organs. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he asked Master Mahasaya to practice the Ekadashi. Otherwise, why Sri Ramakrishna will ask?
Thank you,
Okay.
Maharaj.
Thank you, Maharaj. Pranam Maharaj.
Shumon, thank you. Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Maharaj.
Rakesh. Okay, then Radha and all others are there, and we will maybe the next month we will meet again.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you, Maharaj. So I'll end the meeting here. So we'll see you in the next month. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. Pranam
Thank
নেবেন
you.
আমাদের।
Thank you.
Yeah.